Have you been sitting in front of your laptop lately wondering, what now? Maybe you're not happy where you are, but you're not sure where to go either. You might even be thinking, everyone else seems to have this career thing figured out. Why don't I? If that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not broken. Feeling stuck can be a signal, not a flaw. Today, I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-step framework that I use with my clients who are feeling a bit lost or stuck in their careers. And by the end, I'm hoping that you're going to have some simple, actionable ways that you can start gaining some clarity and moving forward. I'm Ariel, and I'm a career coach who helps people to reconnect with careers that truly fit them, what I call ideal work, especially during difficult transitions. So, whether you're pivoting industries, questioning your current path, or maybe just feeling a bit stuck, this is for you. In this video, we're talking about what to do when you don't know what to do. So I'm going to share a simple but powerful framework and walk you through how to move from some confusion to hopefully some clarity with some compassion for yourself and also to create some intention. When I started going through my own career pivot about 4 years ago and moved towards coaching, these steps are the same steps that I took to help me identify what wasn't working for me about my current career and make an intentional shift in direction. So step one is to reflect. Start with some reflection and ask yourself questions like, what part of my work drains me the most? And when do I feel the most energized or the most like myself? Also ask yourself, what strengths do I have that I would like to use more of in my work? And also consider what values of mine have felt ignored or not met lately. Remember, you don't need to have answers to all of these. This step is really just about slowing down, tuning in, and listening to what's already inside you. When I walk clients through this step in coaching, often what they notice is that there are elements of their current role that they actually really enjoy and that they don't get to do enough of. And then they also notice what parts of their job are sucking the energy right out of them. Step two is explore. So next, you're going to give yourself some permission to get creative and explore what could things look like. So potentially write down some changes you'd like to make to your current role. For example, you might want to create more time for collaborating with others and figure out some ways to spend less time on administrative tasks. You might also want to try writing down a description of your ideal role. So this might include things like what you'd be doing, who you'd be helping, what types of problems you'd be solving, or what types of aspirations you'd be fulfilling for others. If this feels too big right now and too unclear, then it can be useful to start with some simpler tasks like informational interviews, or just take some time scrolling to read some job descriptions without the pressure to apply and see what comes up for you and piques your curiosity. Exploration opens up the language of opportunity and direction, and it may allow you to consider opportunities or directions in your career that you hadn't before. When I did this sort of exploration for myself 4 years ago, I ended up realizing that I wanted to study positive psychology and coaching, and I ended up going back to school for a season. This decision was actually the first step in pivoting my own career from HR into career coaching. So that brings us to step three, which is to act, but not in like a leap and hope it works out kind of way, more like micro actions, small steps, one at a time. So this could look like taking a course or a workshop in something that piques your interest, or perhaps having a conversation with your manager about how to retool your current position so it's more energizing for you. Maybe you also want to reach out to a trusted colleague or a career coach and have a deeper conversation around this. These sorts of small steps can build momentum, and they shift you from feeling stuck to moving forward, and the clarity will come as you take action. When I see a lack of alignment and satisfaction in my clients' careers, I often invite them to start by taking a deeper look at their values. When we can identify which values of our current career are being supported and which ones are in conflict or even being ignored, it can help us to make sense of why we aren't experiencing satisfaction. So if you're not sure where to start with your values. You can absolutely apply this framework to your own life situation and do it at your own pace. Some clients I work with start with just 1 hour of reflection or just one session of coaching, and that alone can begin to shift how they show up in their work and what they notice about what's important to them. I've seen the power of these steps over and over again with the clients that I've worked with. We start with reflecting on what's not working, then looking at what their strengths are, what's important to them. You might recognize this second step by some of the terms coaches like to use when we're talking about careers like drivers, motivation, motivations, values, talents, strengths, transferable skills, right? And then third, we go into some intentional action, often supported by coaching and goal setting, because it creates this space for accountability and also some guidance as well. So if you're in this space right now of feeling uncertain, or like maybe you're just waiting for the right time to know what you're supposed to do, just know that you're allowed to start a little bit messy and you don't have to have a full roadmap. Just start with the exploration and discovery and take one step at a time. And if you feel like support would be helpful and make you feel less alone as you figure things out, I'd love to get connected with you. You can learn more about my ideal work search method through the links below, or even just keep following here and get more resources and guidance to help you reconnect with what ideal work means for you.